Hello and welcome everyone for this reading of the week from December 25th to January 1st. So it's a holiday reading. Welcome everybody. As I said, I hope you are all well and enjoying this holiday season wherever you are and however you celebrate it. I wish you much love and light. We're surrounded by a few festive tokens here today. We have the beautiful ritual candle from my lovely friend Laura. And that one was lit, of course, on the solstice. And then we have this lovely little bonhomme that my dad carved, and Christmas elf, and then, of course, the beautiful angel he carved for me last year. It's kind of fun to have some of these friendly ornaments in my world here in part of our reading today. Add a little bit of a festive touch to the proceedings. So I invite you to just take a few deep breaths with me. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with your children, and we are collectively about to do a reading for our greatest and highest benefit, the benefit of the planet and the benefit of everyone we share this planet with. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that is most needed right now, and to provide that in a manner that will be easily and effortlessly heard, understood, and integrated for the highest and greatest benefit of anyone who is listening. I'd like to invite my higher self, the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to facilitate this exchange and ensure that it all goes smoothly and well, and truly answers all the questions that are held in our collective heart and mind. I'd also like to invite the four archangels to come and hold the four directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of wisdom, of beauty, of healing, of transformation, of whatever it is that collectively we are wanting to pull into our field, whatever it is, the answers that we are seeking, the understanding that we are desiring, we invite that in now. And anything that doesn't match these very high frequencies of light and love is welcome to go now. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. I'm so grateful for your support, and your love, and your help. So here we are. Who would have thunk it? This year has gone quickly in many ways. It's been a strange one. And here we are at the end of December. It's just kind of blows my socks off a little bit. But then I tend to be a little funny that way. Time creeps up on me, and I'm always surprised when things show up. Okay. What do we need to know about the coming week? This holiday week here in Canada and other places. What is it that we need to know? The season of the return of the light. Yuletide, the 12 days of Christmas. What do we need to know collectively? Okay. Wants another split? I'll go with it. Okay. Let's see. So recent past, the influence is waning, but it continues into our present, into our future. And this is just very good advice generally. Temperance. This is a major arcana. It has to do with not overdoing anything. It's about balancing, being wise about one's use of resources or ingestion of substances, etc. And this is a very helpful reminder, as I said, because it tends to be the season of overindulgence. And this year it might be a little bit tricky because so many of us are alone when we otherwise wouldn't be. And so the temptation may be to overindulge, to quell the sadness or the loneliness or the disappointment or whatever it is. And this is just a reminder to take care of yourself, to honor yourself, to love yourself. Moderation in all things, as my grandfather-in-law used to say, that it's okay to enjoy, but just don't overdo it. And so those are the energies of the Temperance card. And we know the Temperance card in relationship to the moderating influence of alcohol laws, the temperance movement early in the 20th century. But it has to do with this idea of balance, of moderation, of not overdoing it. It's also about verification. It's about that space of neutrality and observation and taking in information and being wise about it, discerning what is true for you, what is real, going to that deep, wise place inside of us and taking in our experience and measuring it and verifying it and determining for ourselves what is appropriate to us, what is true for us, and where is it, what is the best place to put our attention and our energies and our wisdom. And so this card is all about all of those things, and this is sitting in our recent past. So this card of temperance, balance, verification, of being present to our experience and bringing in the wisdom. So the angel is pouring water into the vessel of this person here. And it's interesting because her hand is up. It's kind of like she's saying, hey, whoa, too much. But then, we are vessels for the light. We're vessels for love. And being temperate, I'm not even sure. That's words just coming out of my mouth. Anyway, but being temperate, I give up. But being balanced in how we use our energies and where we're going with them and how we put them out into the world, and being wise about caring for ourselves and not overdoing anything, but keeping ourselves balanced and wise. Okay, that's our recent past. Our present card. Oh, reevaluation, the Four of Hearts. So we've seen this card before. Often the same cards seem to come up because of the energies are sort of ongoing. This card of reevaluation, we have a woman. She's apart from other people. She's on her own, and she's opened up her treasure box, and she's going through the things in her treasure box, and she's weighing what she's going to keep and what she's going to get rid of. And in this case today, it just feels very appropriate with the hearts, this sort of looking at the blessings of one's life, looking at those hearts which represent each relationship that's in our life, those wonderful gifts of the people in our experience who, in our very fast-paced modern world before the whole COVID thing struck, it's very easy to get so busy and so caught up in the world and in the hectic pace of life that we neglect to really stop and recognize how blessed we are in our relationships, in our lives, all the many blessings that are there. And so this is what this card is all about. It's this celebrating our blessings. It is the name, as I said, is reevaluation, but it's this taking time to evaluate our lives, to a little bit like that verification, although verification is more to check the accuracy of something for ourselves. This reevaluation is about the appreciation in our hearts of all the good that's come our way. So this is in our present environment, and certainly this is a great aspect of the holiday season at this time of year, is this energy of gratitude and appreciation and celebrating those relationships that we have with others, celebrating those we love, recognizing them with little gifts, with acts of service, with quality time, with affection, if we're able to be in the same bubble. But all of these things are very, very important in terms of expressing how much we love those around us, and loving our lives and loving our planet and loving all the things that we are blessed with as human beings. So reevaluation. The near future card of the name of the card is protection. It's the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is about legacies. It's about what are we going to build or create for future generations. There's this beautiful big house, and you see people down here, a man and a woman, and they're dressed in sort of ballroom costume from, I don't know, 1700s. And there's this energy of legacy, of like family estates, sort of the energy that one sees in those estates in England or in Europe, that have been passed down from generation to generation. We see that a lot in England, I think, because of their monarchy, and that whole system has remained so intact for so long. But we see this in continuity of family, and we maybe don't see it to the same extent, but we're all part of a family tree. We're all part of a legacy. We're all part of our forebears and their intention for the future. And so it's very important to keep this in mind. This is our near future, that we come from the love and care of past generations. We're the product of that. And we are, hopefully with love and care, leaving and creating intentionally a beautiful legacy for our collective future, for our future lineages, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, 7 generations from now. So thinking about that gift, what do we want to give to the world? What do we want to leave behind? How do we want to make the world a better place? This is the energy that's sitting in our near future. This idea of, and of course, Pentacles usually has to do with the material realm. So this idea of on the material level, but I think this is so much more than that. I mean, this is taking care of our planet. This is taking care of our resources wisely. This is about, again, leaving the planet in better shape than we received it. Taking all of our experiences from the past, all that knowledge, again, the love and the care, and let's face it, a lot of the damage that we've done to this planet has been from a place of ignorance. Not always, but a lot of it has been. And now that we know better, how are we going to do things differently from our wiser perspective? It's a beautiful card sitting in our near future. So this beautiful collective goodwill of legacy, of paying it forward, of thinking beyond ourselves, thinking beyond this immediacy. And this is what this card is so beautiful about, is it's reminding us of the others in our lives, that we're more than ourselves. We have a circle. We're part of a circle. We're part of a family tree. And hopefully there will be future generations to enjoy what we leave behind for them. And let's do that with intention, with love, with kindness, and with deep reverence for all life. Okay, the foundation of the reading, why we're having the reading today, other than it being a Friday. It says King of Pentacles. So Pentacles, as I said, material things, the stuff of life, the survival pieces, the earth element. This is Pentacles. And so we have the king, and the kings and queens represent the maturation of the suit, meaning individuals who really understand that element and how to make it work in their lives in an effective and powerful way. And so we have the King of Pentacles, who is he's very wise and knowledgeable and practical when it comes to the material realm. He knows how to leverage it. Successful business person, but not in a frivolous manner. This is somebody who is very conscious of how the actions that he takes influence others, influence the community. And so there's this very intentional energy about the good for the good of all. How do we make this a win-win-win? How do we benefit everyone and the planet, et cetera, et cetera? These qualities of generosity of resources, generosity of spirit, of taking care of others. But it's from this masculine energy. So it's very much this sort of doing it, being practical about it, being and getting it done is very much this energy. So this is why we're having the reading, is this energy of what are we going to create? How are we going to make it happen? Let's be practical and sensible about it and get it done. How we need to conduct ourselves is the next card. The card of celebration, 3 of Hearts. Well, that is perfect, isn't it? There's so much accomplished when we celebrate. It may feel very frivolous, but what's true is we elevate the collective energies so much when we allow ourselves to be in this celebratory, positive, uplifted state. We are a blessing to ourselves and to those around us, but we are also a blessing to the collective. Never underestimate the power of your positive life force, energy, and attention, and how much it gives back to our collective experience. So, of course, for those of us who are in holiday mode, this is perfect. Your job is to enjoy. Your job is to celebrate. Your job is to let your heart be light. And if you are with others, to celebrate together, make this a beautiful time. If you're separate from your loved ones, taking the time to connect with them via technology, thank goodness we have technology, and celebrating that way. I just invite you and encourage you to give yourself over to revelry and enjoyment and celebration. And again, letting your attention be on all the many blessings, because that is a very good reason to celebrate right there. The many, many blessings of our lives. That's how we need to be, how others are going to be, knowing that we are an other in somebody else's life. We have the energy of the Queen of Wands. It's a very creative, passionate, engaged person. Feminine energy, because this is the Queen, so this is this intuitive and nurturing qualities to this energy. So this is sitting in the position of others, and so we may notice in others this sort of inspirational energy, these ideas and creative solutions and inspirations and projects and things that others are getting up to that inspire us, that we look around and we see people doing these wonderful things and we're inspired. And this may be being inspired by your neighbor's light display. This may be being inspired by, baking and cooking and or giving this time of the holidays over to creating something magnificent, giving yourself and others the gift of that, the gift of creativity, the gift of passion, the great gift of being inspired. Anyway, as I said, this is sitting in the position of others. So this is what we can see when we look around at others. And as we are all an experience, we are the experience of others. We are the others in somebody else's life, giving ourselves permission to be inspired and to share our gifts and to be encouraging and enthusiastic. And again, that word inspired. So this is the energy of others. And the outcome, passage, moving smoothly with the flow. And we've seen this card before, and this one is the Six of Swords. And the people in the boat have been through a storm. They've lost their mast. They don't have a rudder. They're just kind of being carried. And we have the Rainbow of Promise and the dove flying here with the olive branch, this idea of it's not the word contract, but it's sort of like this agreement on a very large scale, on a universal scale, so to speak, that all is well, that we are being carried where we need to go, that we are being led, that we are being taken care of, that all is well. We've come through a really difficult time, like the storm in this card, and we're flowing. We're flowing, we're being carried, we're being taken to a new place, in a new direction. And here we have him signaling, maybe there's help is on the way. So just bask in this energy of relief, of knowing that the worst is behind us. It's been very difficult. And I guess I shouldn't say that, right? Because who's to say that there isn't more challenging stuff ahead of us? And I'm sure there is. But in terms of this year, it's been very intense. And just being at ease in this moment. And I know that in some parts that the lockdown is very, very intense, but I'm encouraging you wherever you are to find your celebration, to find at least relief, neutrality, peace to the best of your ability. And if you need to unplug from the mainstream narrative for the holidays, give yourself the gift of that. Give yourself the gift of a break from that. And enjoy the peace, enjoy the stillness, enjoy the opportunity of reevaluating your experience. This has been the gift in this year. It's been this opportunity to go, what is important? What is important to me? What is important for us collectively? And here in this reading, we're seeing a lot of this idea of balance, taking this energy of balance forward, not overdoing anything. Our world was so toxic in this overdoing energy. Reevaluating what's important, giving energy and attention and focus to those pieces, creating a legacy for the future, taking what's important forward and creating a future that we can be proud to hand on to our children and our future generations. A beautiful legacy of a beautiful planet that's well cared for, that's healthy, that's sustainable. Greater health for all of us from a place of taking care of the planet and cleaning up all the toxins. That includes pesticides and herbicides, and in many cases, mainstream medicines, because a lot of times there's a lot of toxicity involved. And so, and you think about us taking that into our bodies, and then we goes through our bodies into the plumbing, into the sewage system, and into our waterways. And that's just like the cleaning products that we use. It's the same thing. this stuff is going out into the world. And so is there a different way? Is there a different way? And asking ourselves that and being open to the possibility and opening up those conversations, because they have to be had. Censorship doesn't serve us. It really doesn't serve us. Okay, I'm going to get a little passionate. I'm going to relax now. King of Pentacles. Practical. How do we get things done? Looking at what makes sense. Looking at what's appropriate. Making best use of resources and taking things forward in a good way for the win-win-win. Very practical, as I said, masculine energy, which is more of the doing and the again, you think of the power of that. Ox is the symbol for earth, and so that's very solid, plowing the earth, making things happen, moving forward. Not that plowing the earth is a good idea in regenerative agriculture, but you get the drift. Celebration, how we need to conduct ourselves this week. Enjoy it. Enjoy this time. Enjoy your loved ones, even at a distance. Just give yourself permission to be at peace and to be in harmony and to just enjoy. How others are going to be this sparked energy, this feminine energy of inspiration, of creativity, of passion, of being lit up, of enthusiasm, of possibility space. This is what we'll see from others or what we'll experience from others. And we can take that into our own field and let it renew us and inspire us so that we are more generative and creative as well. And then the outcome is this beautiful card of passage, of moving, of being carried into a brave new future, of promise, of connection to all that is, of understanding that we are okay. We are getting through this. And remembering that as difficult as things may seem, life never gives us more than we can handle. And trusting that we have the resilience and the inner strength to adjust and adapt to anything and to come through it stronger, wiser, and more powerful, especially when it comes to creating this legacy of a beautiful future. Because this is ultimately what is wanted, certainly in our collective hearts. And in the greater collective, this is what is being held. And so remember that this very strong energy is underlying our collective asking. It's another reason why I'm asking you to maybe give yourself the gift of unplugging from the mainstream narrative for the holidays so that you can really focus on what does this mean for you? What do you want to see in the world so that you can come back to the life, back to the world after this holiday season, inspired and renewed and clear about what is important. And that way you can do this verification piece. When you come across things in the mainstream narrative, you'll know when things are off because you have that deep connection to what you see this beautiful vision is for our future. When we're clear about what we want, we know the things that don't mix with that. So it's really important to recognize that. And so what is your vision for that future, this beautiful legacy piece? Okay, wow. Good cards today, really strong cards today. I mean, they're always pretty strong, but this is very, very favorable, very positive, very hopeful is the energy of these cards this week. So I'm going to pull these in, and I'm going to pull our card to grow on this week because why not? I hope wherever you are celebrating your life, celebrating your blessings, counting your blessings, writing them down, taking stock. And even if it's the same thing, you opened your eyes today and you saw the world. What a gift this is, to be in a human form. See how much of your perception of suffering you can overcome by looking outward and seeing the beauty of this life and the beauty of this world. And again, being an inspiration in somebody else's life. Sometimes it's not very inspiring to be, in our own little bubble. But if we can look outward and do something beautiful in somebody else's experience, it inspires us and it helps another to raise their vibration as well. It's the season of that, isn't it? Light and love. The return of the light. Okay, our card to grow on this week. All right, competition, 5 of Wands. So we see here two, they look like kind of adversaries facing off, and they're surrounded by these wands. And as I've mentioned before, wands are about creativity, inspiration, and passion, but there's sort of an intensity to this card, this sort of facing off. And so in light of this being called competition, what is your energy in competition with? Like, what is dividing your life force? What is dividing your energy? And becoming really aware of this. And possibly to the point where, your enthusiasm and your creativity and your passion is being reduced because your energy is divided. This sort of conflict energy, this resistance energy, just being mindful of that this coming week and seeking to alleviate that. Finding your peace in the moment, finding your peace with wherever you are, and realizing that if you don't have a solution right now, it's just because it's not time yet. And the answer is coming. It's important for us to remember that we are continually pulling life through us through our desire. And desire is in the form of unanswered questions, wantings, enthusiasms, solutions to problems that we're facing. We have this response to life. And our response to life pulls more life through us and pulls solutions through us. So we are creatively inspired to solve any problem that collectively we face and individually we face, but sometimes the timing just isn't right yet, and we just need to get out of the way. And sometimes this little bit of conflict or resistance that we're experiencing is what's stopping the solution to come to us. And so this is why just getting out of your own way this week and having some fun and being in celebration, as I said, unplug from the mainstream media. If that depresses you or bums you out, or maybe just take a holiday from it, and then you'll be even more discerning when you come back to it as to whether or not it's actually serving you in your experience or not. I know a lot of people feel that's irresponsible, but taking a break is like take a holiday. It is a holiday after all. Take a holiday. Give your mind and your heart a break and create some space for your creativity, your inspiration, your enthusiasm, your enjoyment, your satisfaction to have fair and full play in your experience. So that's our card for the week, folks. This energy of resistance and competition. Let's see how we can reduce resistance in our own experience and thus collectively in our bigger experience. Oh, my dears, I am so grateful to each and every one of you for being here on the planet at this time. Yes, it's been difficult, and yes, we're getting through it, and yes, it's lighting all kinds of stuff up, and this is all very important. It's very, very important. We are becoming more than we were. We are creating solutions to the problems that we face. There are lots of problems that we're facing, and we've stirred the pot this year and made a whole lot of new ones for ourselves, but, holding out that this is all leading us to something greater, that collectively we're moving in a good direction, trusting that there is a broader, wiser aspect to us that has our greater collective good at heart. Just keep holding that in your heart and mind and trust in something greater than yourself. We are part of something more, and just maybe letting that burden go for a little while and being here now and enjoying this life and your loved ones, and again, all your blessings. Just give them a chance to be full volume in your life. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. We have completed the reading for this holiday week. I am so grateful for this opportunity to be of service. I am so grateful to each and every individual who is choosing to be more alive and present and intentional in their life at this time. I ask for wisdom for each of us, for greater heart-centeredness as we approach life, for greater neutrality in the face of the conflict and resistance in the world, that we may be more aware, more heartfelt, more intuitive, more open to the broader, wiser guidance that is continually there for us and flowing through us at all times. May we be there for each other, reminding each other about how blessed we are and how beautiful life is, and let us remember that we can maybe make someone else's journey a little lighter and a little bit more beautiful. And it's our gift and our privilege to be able to do that for each other. To be kind and generous, loving and affirming, and evoking the highest and best in everyone in our experience. Creator, I am so grateful for this work. I am so grateful for the transformation that is happening on this planet. And I'm so grateful for you in my experience. The reading is at an end. Go out, celebrate, enjoy this week. Much love and light to everyone. Radiant health and peace and well-being. We will see you next week for the new year. Lots of love.